The story begins with a child named Cenk, who dreams of becoming a teacher. However, he is deeply troubled, feeling overwhelmed by the pressure of academic success. He vents his frustrations on the school rooftop, calling himself a failure as he struggles to gain admission into Hong Kong's top school. Years later, Cenk has become a school teacher, but his life is in turmoil. His wife, Sherry, pressures him to sign divorce papers, and his struggles are well known among his students. One day, a school peon finds a student's letter with alarming content, hinting at suicidal thoughts. Concerned, Cenk insists on investigating, despite the principal's decision to ignore it to avoid disrupting the student's studies. He teams up with the school psychiatrist, Madame Helena, to find the student and help them. Cenk's investigation triggers memories of his own past. As a child, he lived under the shadow of his younger brother Chun, who excelled in academics and music. Their parents adored Chun but constantly berated and punished Cenk for not meeting their expectations. His father, an abusive man, regularly humiliated and physically punished him for his poor grades. Desperate for approval, Cenk promised to study harder. His father even offered him a trip to Disneyland if he placed in the top 15, filling him with hope. However, despite his efforts, Cenk continued to struggle. When his class teacher informed his mother about his low scores, she knew it would worsen his situation at home. The same night, while Chun was celebrated for passing an elite school's entrance exam, Cenk was sent away with the maid. He watched helplessly as his family enjoyed dinner without him. His father later discovered his poor grades and beat him severely, pushing him further into despair. His only support was his piano teacher, Miss Kira, who reassured him that every child has unique talents. Inspired by her kindness, Cenk dreamed of becoming a teacher like her. However, his faith. The story returns to the present, where Cenk and Helena suspect a troubled student, Bethany, might have written the letter. Instead of pressuring her, they take her to a hilltop and encourage her to scream out her frustration. Bethany follows their lead and feels a sense of relief. She later thanks them, grateful for teachers who truly care about their students. Back at home, Cenk revisits his past through an old diary, recalling the day he learned that his favorite comic book author had committed suicide. The news deeply disturbed him, making him question if failure in life was a reason to die. His anxiety grew worse when his father confiscated all his toys and dismissed Miss Kira. Stripped of everything he loved, Cenk began to feel utterly worthless. One night, feeling hopeless, he wrote a heartbreaking letter describing himself as useless and unworthy of love. That was the night he took his own life. His father, fearing social disgrace, falsely told others that Cenk had died of an illness. However, the truth remained, his strict parenting and obsession with academic success had cost him his son's life. The story then reveals that Cenk's real name was Chun, the younger brother who survived. Chun, now a teacher, dedicated his life to preventing others from suffering like his brother. Overcome with grief, he mourned the loss of his sibling, regretting not standing up for him. Years later, Chun visited his dying father, who finally admitted his mistakes but knew it was too late to make amends. Chun also realized how much his past had affected his own life, including his failed marriage with Sherry. After reading Cenk's diary, Sherry finally understood his pain and apologized. In the final moments, Chun shares his childhood experiences with his students, teaching them that life is not just about winning but about how you play the game. He gives them his personal number, ensuring they always have someone to talk to. As the story concludes, Chun receives